So another interesting topic is the lean startup. You've probably heard about this from Reis. There are a lot of books around this area, especially when you started seeing unicorn billion-dollar valuations on startups. Everyone wanted to create successful businesses, and so many books came out. However, I do like the concept from Reis. I like his website and the way he states that startup success can be engineered by following a process, which means it can be learned, which means it can be taught. I don't know if it could be learned by everyone or it could be taught by the people that are teaching it, although he's very good at doing it. The idea at the end of the day is you take ideas, you build and have something that is coded, then you show it to people and measure it, and you get the data back, and you have to trust the data, you learn from it, and you go back and build on it some more. You want to minimize the total time through the loop. I recommend his website. What are we looking for? We're looking for a company that has strong vision and a strong champion for that vision that is willing to go fast because they will need to fail fast because they're testing their hypotheses. To do that, they'll need to iterate. Visionaries are afraid of data. They're afraid of exposing their idea too early in the stage gate process. And what happens is data might come back and say no-go. When you come to that fork in the road of go, no-go, it might come back at no-go. And so these entrepreneurs are extremely afraid for early exposure. What's the solution? Well, do the hard work and have true commitment for the vision. This is why you need a strong vision. When you have a true commitment for the vision, you don't worry about the path that you initially chose. You say that we will iterate on that path until we find a path that achieves the vision. The value hypothesis that Reis states is the first hypothesis for achieving this. What is the indication that the customer found this valuable, this product valuable, this service valuable? The first part is that they voluntarily made a second use. It means they used it the first time and then they came back and used it again without you pushing them to do it, or without an additional advertisement or additional cost to engage them again. Or they paid more than it cost you to make it. This is the value hypothesis. You made something valuable. But let's say you had a big idea and maybe you don't want to run on a 5% margin. Well, there's the growth hypothesis. Given that we have customers, remember you have to have customers in the growth hypothesis, can we find the next set of customers? Who are those next set of customers? You want to engineer growth in this area. The action of the first customer gets you the next customer, and so on and so forth from the second to the third. Now, normally we talk about the 3 standard levers for growth, right? This is not Reis. The 3 standard levers say in marketing you have lever 1, which is create a customer, acquisition. Now you have number of customers. If you created 100 customers by reaching out to them, that's great, so you have your 100. Lever 2 is keep a customer. Have them to buy more and more from you. So now you didn't have to create another customer, you're just having additional transactions. And level 3, optimize price. What you're trying to do here is that if you know that you can sell the product for $3 as opposed to $2.50, and the customer finds value, he or she thinks that the value of the product is $5, then perhaps you can generate additional value for the customer by growing the company, so you optimize price. Now, Reis goes up after something else. He says you want to go after the law of sustainable growth, meaning that new customers come from the actions of past customers. That's indefinite growth. So paid acquisition engines, you have to choose one of these. These are the ones that are going to get you that growth. Revenue growth from past customers, take that and invest it. Invest it in advertisements, invest it in new storefronts, invest it in sales staff. That means you are generating the revenue from the previous customer and you're using it in a different way. Most likely you're using the margin. There's viral growth, means that you've created something that actually grows naturally. The best examples are social networks, where when one person gets on, they actually attract their friends on it as well because they want to see what that person is doing on that social network. And then there's sticky growth. The same customer keeps coming back over and over again. Because maybe you hold their data, or because you've created such a great solution they can't find it anywhere else and they love getting the solution from you. For this to actually work out, you have to measure from the beginning. Right, I put a bottle with milk here. From the infancy of the company, you have to measure everything to better understand it. Not necessarily everything, that would be a mistake to state, but rather measure the core things around your hypothesis, the core statements. Now, there are other tools, and most people think they can use them alone. They can advertise, have PR campaigns, publicity stunts, Super Bowl ads, many other things where they can just inject money and it'll help them grow. That's not true. You need to make it sustainable. I love this little diagram online. Fix it, improve it, make changes, sell the improved product, assess the progress. Is it actually selling like you expect? Ask the customers if they like the new product. It's not as simple as this, but it is a very interesting chain. This is an article, a part of an article from the Harvard Business Review. I will link it below so that you can go find it. This is an article actually from a different language, although Google translated it quite well, that talked about the lean startup. These are the links, but they'll be in the description below. Take care.